3, 2, 1. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Ash on Comics. This is my little chintzy YouTube channel. I can say chintzy. No frills. I'm just a comic fan like you. Hopefully, if you're here watching this, I can't imagine no other reason that I'd like to talk about comics. So these videos, Ash on, whatever it is me giving my thoughts on the topic, which is pretty much always a comic book. On the screen, you can see Forky and Stan. These are sort of my mascots of the channel. You probably recognize Funko Pops. They're a big part of the whole culture of comic book collecting these days. I'm not a big pop guy, to be fairly honest. I had to get the Stan Lee pop figure because Stan Lee meant a lot to me. And I only owned like 4 pops before this, and I always just picked out Funko Pops that were very special to me, that meant something as far as, represented my taste. For example, I have a Ash Funko Pop. And then also this year, I saw the movie Toy Story 4, which hit me in a special place in my feels. And this character, Forky, is a really good character, special character to me. Everything's subjective, of course, but it meant something to me, so I picked up a Forky. And I had Stan already on the channel, and I just figured it was kind of funny to have a little bit of character. That's what they're all about. I'm just about talking about comics. You're not here to get an expert opinion about comics, to tell you how to think. That's not all, but I am going to be opinionated. I am very much someone who has strong opinions. And I do think that I do know a little bit about what I'm talking about. I've been around comics for a long time. I did take quite a bit of a hiatus, but I've always been around the culture. I've always been around the medium, and it's always held a very special place in my heart. And so now I make videos to reach out to people like you and talk to fellow fans and just express what we love about the medium and, get off our chests the things that we hate and that are frustrating us. Sometimes it's therapeutic, if you will, to just talk about things in a negative light. And, I'm very much that kind of person. I need to vent a lot. So let's go ahead and get on with things. Here's today's comic, The Batman Who Laughs. Wait a second. There's no Batman Who Laughs comic. That's right. This is actually Batman Superman number 4. Continuing on with my grievances of this whole stupid idea of renaming the comics for this month. DC is just so uncreative. This is like how to fail 101. I keep saying like they should do actual real logos for these things instead of just using a basic font. But also, Batman Who Laughs already has a logo. They already did a Batman Who Laughs comics. They could have... Well, that's Luna. You can hear she's wanting attention. I'm recording in a different place I normally do, so she can actually crawl up and beg for attention. Anyways, you gotta go, girl. I'm trying to record. The audience isn't, well, they probably want to listen to you more than they do to me, so who am I kidding? Anyways, let's get on with this. We got an advertisement for Wonder Comics, and that would be the DC Universe's biggest secret is her origin. Wait a second. I thought Leviathan was the DC Universe's biggest secret. Seems like everything Bendis does is the biggest secret. Isn't Superman going to reveal the DC Universe's biggest secret? That's the whole thing now, right? He's revealing a secret identity. Everything he does, it's his secret. The biggest secret. Spoiler alert. Naomi's biggest secret is that she was born a god. The end. That was it. It was 6 issues of, I'm someone special. I'm really sure I'm someone special. Something happened on the same day as I was born. And Superman came to town, and I don't know why. And I think it's because of me, and I'm really, really special. I wonder what it is. Issue 5. Hey, look, I am someone special. I basically have a ripped-off origin like Superman. I'm just like him, although probably even more powerful. And then in issue 5, here's the ultimate baddie that killed all the people on my actual world. I'm going to one-punch him, even though I've never been in a fight. And I one-punched him to hell. The end. It's one of the biggest Mary Sue comics ever. Don't waste your time. It seems like Brian Michael Bendis after this, and then Leviathan. Oh my gosh, Leviathan. Uh, Event Leviathan was, I'm going to spoil Leviathan for you. There's a crazy character named Leviathan. We don't know who he is, but he's dismantling all the secret intelligence agencies across the world. I think it might be this guy. Well, I think it might be this guy. Let's sit around and talk for 5 issues of who we think it is. Okay, I think it's you. No, it's not me. Well, it could be this person. I don't know. Da-da-da-da-da. Meanwhile, Superman flies and meets Leviathan. Take off your mask. This is who I am, Superman. I don't know who you are. Well, let me explain who I am. Yeah, the fans don't know who you are either. Okay, well, I gotta go. Wait, I gotta capture you. Too bad, you can't capture me. Superman flies back to his friends. Did you see who Leviathan was? Yeah, he showed me. The end. That was Leviathan. The biggest nothing burger I've ever read. And that seems to be all of Bendis does. It amazes me that people read these comics and walk away and go, I loved it. It was great. And I'm just like, what? You need to read a good story. How can you? Anyways, I've wasted so much time talking about it. He just triggers me. And I mean that ironically. Like, it's not really triggered. But he does get me going. So, let's actually get into the real comic. Fortress of Solitude, the Bermuda Triangle. We left off last time with our heroes at the Fortress of Solitude, which is in Bermuda because of Bendis, getting destroyed by the Blue Beetle, who's one of the infected. And we hear Batman Who Laughs doing a voice. I know you can hear me. Using that super hearing of yours to focus on little old me. I'm flattered, really. This fortress is totally awesome, Superman. I love that it's mine now, says Scarab, who is the dark Blue Beetle. It can be our little secret, Superman. Blue Beetle's tech was never this strong before. Ugh. The infection seems to be amplifying the Scarab's power. So listen close. I've got some truth for you. Don't worry, Superman. Help is here. Donna? Who are the Secret Six, Part 4? Surprised to see us, Batman? I thought we could all throw a party at my place. After everything you two have done, you've earned this. Donna smashes Superman's face in the ground. This is for Wally. Kicks him in the face. For Dick. And spins him around with her lasso. For Roy. Now, I thought this was really interesting. I almost feel like this is a subtle reference for the creative team reaching out to the fans about what happened to Wally, Dick, and Roy in the stupid Heroes in Crisis book. I feel like I want to take this panel and make it a meme with Didio's face on Superman and like the fan's face here on Donna, or actually Tom King's face on Superman. I don't know. Well, someone more creative than me maybe can figure that out. And then of course there's this panel which is just out of context, just for Dick. Anyways, Dick Grayson always makes for great out of context joke, context, not contest. Anyways, so that's the setup of this book. They're now fighting the Secret Six, who have been mostly revealed. We also have Jim Gordon, which doesn't make sense why Jim Gordon was affected, but maybe there's something to be revealed. Also, as much as I like Hawkman here, it doesn't really make sense. At least as far as what little I've read of the Hawkman story, he doesn't seem to be working with these guys, but maybe there's more. I don't know. I think some of this stuff is just out of order because of bad editorial at DC. But that does not stop this book from being fantastic. So Donna flings Superman into the wall. This is the revenge of the Titans. Do you have any idea how sick Carter is of hearing about you, how you planned for everything, Batman? Don't listen to the Batman Who Laughs, Donna. He didn't tell me anything I didn't already know, Superman. You're just a symbol to inspire children to wear capes and run into danger. Those children are dead or dying because of you and Batman. They refuse to see the truth, Deathbringer. Superman's powers are vast and he holds back. They both do. And so we see Commissioner Gordon coming in and he talks about, what's the matter, Batman? Can't disappear on me in the middle of a conversation anymore? make me look like a damn old fool talking to myself? Never again. So keep that in mind. Continues to go action. And now I want to pause here for a moment, talk about comics. If you watch my channel quite a bit, you'll know one of my big gripes and the things that I point out most often is modern comics not being true to the medium. And by that I mean comics are a visual art form, but they're dynamic. They're about action. The subject matter of mainstream comics is superheroes. People with superhuman abilities getting in superhuman feats of athleticism or combat prowess or what have you, and things that you can do on the page that you can't really do like in a TV show or a movie. Movies are getting better with the high budgets and the special effects, but even still, a comic book, if you can imagine it, you can draw it, and you can have anything happen. And this is something that modern comics don't have, especially going back to Bendis, where we can just see characters standing around talking the whole time. Naomi, except for maybe the last issue where she one-punches the villain, is full of just her standing around talking to her friends, talking to people in the town, trying to ask questions. I think I'm someone special. Do you know who I am? What are you hiding from me? Talking to her friends. I'm someone special. No, you're not. You're just a girl. We like you. La la la. Blah, blah, super. It's all. And then Leviathan, same thing. Just standing around, talk. There's nothing happens. And this isn't just a Bendis thing, though he's a huge influence. He's got their big part of the comic community from Portland all follow him. And even Jonathan Hickman is now writing comics like Bendis, and it just flabbergasts me. But this is Josh Williamson. Now, Josh Williamson is someone I've been promoting a long time, and unfortunately he writes The Flash, which no one seems to really care about except for Flash fans. Now, they're really happy because they're like, our comic's awesome. I keep hearing everyone talk about this shitty Tom King Batman, but we've had 80 issues of awesome Flash. I don't know what your problem is. Josh Williamson understands comics. Is he the greatest writer on the planet? No. But is he super competent, and does he understand what he's doing? Yes. And he's consistent, and this book feels inspired. We've got the action. Look at this cool shot of Donna coming on Superman. Then we cut over to Gordon, who's standing there, and he's holding the two last corrupted Batarang things. And Superman's saying, he'll destroy our world. It's called a purge, Blue Boy. Problem is, he needs a little something from the Dark Multiverse to do it. So he explains about there's this satellite thing that he's going to do. They bring over here's kind of like, it's the big plot point. And then he explains about this Batarang. It's been specially designed to pierce his Kryptonian skin. And Superman, they're still trying to talk. Great, that's the doorbell. I'm not going to answer it, but you're going to hear the dog bark. And then they're going to go outside and bark. Okay, so Superman is saying, Gordon, no, because, this is their friend. But meanwhile, they have to fight their friend, so they have to hold back. And the whole time, Batman has been listening to them monologue, and he's been using it against him. Come on, dogs. What's going on? Anyways, this never fails. I try to move to a different part of the house so I can avoid all that. Anyways, so Batman's been waiting for the monologue. Thanks for the details, Jim. You were right, Hawkman. I do plan for everything, including someone stealing Gordon's old Batman armor. Gordon looks, I love this shot. And the dynamicism isn't always just about drawing extreme, shots of extreme action. It's understanding to capture the apex of the moment. So here you can see, this is the apex of the moment where Gordon is turning, and you can imagine it in your mind. If you're watching these panels and seeing things happen, you can when you let go and you stop thinking about the comic book, you just are enjoying it. I don't know if this happens for everyone, but it's really happened to me the more I got into books and sequential art. You can almost imagine Gordon turning around And he's at that peak of the moment where he's like, huh? And he sees. And comics should almost animate in your mind. That's it. The analogy I use a lot of times is like, if you ever watch a movie with subtitles, for the first 5 or 10 minutes, sometimes you're concentrating. You're like, I'm reading words and I'm watching this movie. But as you do it, eventually you let go and you forget that you're reading words and you just start hearing the voices in your head. And it's almost like you're just hearing the language, whatever foreign language it is to you, as it's like English. It's kind of a weird phenomenon. If you've experienced that, you know what I'm talking about. So there's this big explosion because Batman's rigged the armor. He's planned for everything. Then Hawkman comes, smoke screen, non-lethal. If they're going to keep going easy on us, we're going to. Commissioner Gordon's coughing. Shut up! He pulled his disappearing act on me again, damn it. Find them. And I was like, I know this wasn't really played for laughs, but it does have an amount of levity that's entertaining to the reader. I really enjoyed this, and I enjoyed that subtlety. This was not a time to have jokes, right? But levity isn't always jokes, and this is just a really cool spot of just like, yep, Batman got the one up on you again, Commissioner. So then we got some sea monster weird stuff here, and Batman talking to Superman about what they're going to do. And Superman keeps hearing the Batman who laughs. And he's trying to, turn him to the dark side, if you will. They talk about one of their plans is they're going to lock down the fortress, and Superman reveals the reactor in the middle of the fortress, and he's got a safety plan essentially to protect, from things happening, the reactor going, meltdown or whatever. The fortress can be all locked down. And there's my phone making Jawa noises. I swear, it's so weird. Speaking of phenomenon, I can go hours with silence. My phone's not going off. Dogs aren't barking. They're not doing anything. As soon as I do a video, phone's going off. Dogs are getting all excited about things. It's like you can't win. And when I'm doing the screen recording like this, I can't just pause. I really want to see if I can find an app that'll let me pause, because I used to be able to do that with when I did the handheld camera. I could pause stuff and then come back, and it was anyways. You don't care about that. So their whole plan here is they're gonna do this critical shutdown, which of course is gonna lock them in, but also lock the bad guys as well, and potentially detonate this thing. They can't. This is like their solution as far as fail safe. So Batman's going to hold off Donna Troy somehow, and we get some really cool action. I don't really want to spoil this stuff for you. I want you to read it, but Batman ends up riding one of these crazy sea creatures to the fight. And he starts letting them fight against each other, because that's another cool thing I like about bad guys, and I really like about writers who understand. Bad guys aren't good people, and good people don't get along. Because getting along is compromise. It's about caring about the other person, even when they're like annoying you or pissing you off. Caring about them enough to realize that you want to get along more than you want to fight with them. But bad people, they don't have that motivation. They don't care. They'll kill their so-called friends. They don't really have friends because they're evil. So these people eventually, they end up fighting. I really appreciated that. One of my pet peeves is reading comics is where it's like you have this group of evil people, but they're all like really aligned to each other and working for each other. I'm like, you guys are acting like people who care about other people. So, but anyways, so they're bickering and about to fight, and then Batman comes in. Mind if I join the fight? And I don't know how he's got this thing trained to fight, but it whips Donna smack. And Batman! We get to see Hawkman fighting Batman. Ever since the Batman Who Laughs showed me the truth of our lives, I've had memories of my time on Earth 3. On that world, you're dead. And that's a cool thing. If you haven't seen my Hawkman video, by the way, this Sky Tyrant is more than just an infected Hawkman. It's a really cool explanation about the Earth 3 version of Hawkman, which is Sky Tyrant, and how they're connected. Really cool. I love what Venditti did there. And Batman responds, "We've met. I kicked his ass too." So it's like, that's such a baller comeback. And it's going to take all your lives to bring me in. We don't need you. And there's just a big fight, right? And they're fighting. And it's Batman Who Laughs is the only Batman any world needs. And I kind of spoiled this already. And then out of nowhere, Supergirl shows up. And it's just like, boom! Just cold clocks Hawkman. Batman's like, Supergirl? And again, look at this shot. It's such a great framing. Number one, it's a great action scene. It comes on another page, so you don't see it coming. You have to flip the page, and then boom, it hit me great. But then you can see your elevator looking down, Batman's falling. You can see Hawkman's being knocked up. It's just, the composition of this shot is fantastic. This is what I love about comics, at least the visual part. Fantastic. Then sort of Supergirl grabs Batman. He's not going to let her. She's not going to let him plummet to his. I don't know if he could survive that fall or not. It's hard to tell exactly how high up he is. And then she's like, "Why is Hawkman trying to kill you? Where is Superman?" So, if I didn't explain it very clearly, part of what they did, they set off these alarms that only super Kryptonians could hear, and so Supergirl was alerted to the alarm. And so they're trying to build this machine. They're trying to get the satellite. They need the Kryptonian technology, blah-blah, blah-blah, blah-blah. We know that the fail-safe reactor is in. It can detonate, which we know is not going to happen. We know that they're not going to just kill all these characters. But it is the plan because they can't let that satellite come through in the Dark Multiverse. Superman is trying to reason with Jamie Reyes, I think is his name, Blue Beetle, aka now Scarab, and he's like, "Look, I know what you're feeling." He's trying to be Superman, trying to just rationalize with him, tell him to fight off what's going on. He's like, "We can help you, man." And Donna Troy comes in, tries to stop him. They won't listen, and so Donna's holding Superman. And Blue Beetle's like, "This is for trying to trick me." And he throws the Batarang at Superman. And Supergirl shows up and just catches it. "Yeah, no. Sorry, Donna." Boom. She just backhands her. And I was like, damn. Now, if you've been watching my videos before, you know one of my biggest gripes that got me on the Bendis hate train. Because I used to support Bendis, believe it or not. I tried to be the voice of optimism, was when he basically had Supergirl save the day. Well, not basically. This did have Supergirl save the day in the Man of Steel miniseries. He doesn't let Superman ever be the hero in his own book. Supergirl, most of the time, is the one who saves the day. Sometimes it's another character like Zod or Lois Lane or someone. But Supergirl usually shows up and she's like, "Oh, I got this," and save it, and I'm pissed off. And so usually, Ash, why is it okay here when it's not okay when Bendis does it? Well, number one, because Supergirl isn't saving the day. Superman was in a bad position. Batman was in a bad position. She lent a hand. The villains aren't defeated right now, right? They're not like, "Yay, we won because Supergirl showed up and kicked everyone's ass." There's a huge difference. There's no problem getting help from a friend. What Bendis did was totally different. He made Superman completely ineffectual, impotent, not able to do anything, and then Supergirl shows up and goes, "Okay, geez, I got this. I'll get rid of Rogolzar." So that's different here. Plus, we're going to read on, and I'm going to spoil some stuff. So you may want to stop now. If you don't want to be spoiled, I know certain people, like Chase, my good friend, he hates that I spoil stuff. There's a warning to stop now, and I'll tell you, this is a great book. That's my review. This is 4 stars. This is fantastic. You don't necessarily need to know any more as far as that, but if you want to hear me just completely talk about the rest, I will. Good to see you, Supergirl. Is someone going to explain to me why all your friends have a metal fetish now? First, we hope our friends, says Batman. Wait, something's wrong. And she's holding the Batarang, which is specially designed to pierce Kryptonian skin. What's happening? Gah! Kara! Get the Batarang away from her. So she's down. We now know she's infected. And then, boom, one of the other Secret Six, Shazam, shows up. Batman's coughing. Superman, you thought you won, didn't you, Superman? Shut up. Ignore him and get up. We need to. Wait, no, where's Kara? Right here, cuz. I know my new look isn't the most Smallville style, but you know what they say. If you don't love me at my worst, then you don't deserve me at my best. You two homies ready for round 2? Not exactly what the Batman Who Laughs had planned, but right on time. And here's the introduction of the Secret Six. So, this was a great issue 4. I'm not sure if everyone understands the 3-act structure, but this was essentially the end of Act 2. And it fits perfectly. You have 6 books, Act 1, issues 1 and 2, Act 2, 3 and 4, Act 3, issues 5 and 6. Well paced, great action. You may not have gotten that from me kind of doing my hokey pokey, just talking about the book. But it's fun. It's not the deepest comic book you're ever going to read. I'm not going to try to press it on you. This is mainstream comics. They're not supposed to be like that. They're supposed to be fun, supposed to be action-filled. They're supposed to respect the characters and give you a commercialized experience. This is the kind of the equivalent. You talk about a big blockbuster popcorn film. Comic books, in my opinion, mainstream, independents and special miniseries and premiere comics, totally different story. But your main commercial books, don't just stay on course. Don't try to leave the reservation. I thought this is really cool. I also really liked that they didn't make these characters all like the Supergirl who laughs, the Donna Troy who laughs. And by the way, can someone please explain to me why Donna Troy is just Donna Troy? I know she's like a Wonder Woman analog, but Wonder Woman doesn't run around just saying, I'm Diana of that stupid island I can never pronounce. It's just, it seems weird that she doesn't have a name. So maybe someone who's got the lore of the DC could explain that to me. But yeah, it's not the Blue Beetle who laughs, things like that. And I really thought when they were doing Shazam that was going to be the case. We're going to, because I think they did the Shazam who laughs. But this is it. That's the end of the book. They're using their power to bring in the ultimate thing. And next, the DC Universe Infected. It hooks you. You get the villain having the last laugh. Ha ha ha. He's basic. We know because it's comics, the villains are going to get defeated. We're not like, but you let yourself go. You have that suspension of disbelief. You let yourself get immersed in the story, and you suspend that idea that the heroes are going to win, and you just go, "Oh no, what's going to happen?" I really enjoyed this. This is a good comic. I've been promoting it since before it came out because of the name Josh Williamson. He hasn't let me down. I feel like each issue just gets better and better. This is fun. This guy needs to do bigger DC stuff. I hope this book gets some recognition. I hope you check it out. If you like Batman and Superman, you're in really good hands here. You don't have to worry about what Bendis and Tom King are doing. Just ignore it. Just pretend they don't exist and stay here. Because I almost feel like that's what Josh Williamson is doing. Unfortunately, he doesn't run DC, so he can only write the characters and do the best job he can. So, Josh, if you're watching, fantastic. I love your work. And I love all you guys, too, that watch the videos. And I really appreciate your time. I love hearing from you. And I'll see you again next time.